You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast, Dirt Edition, not dirty no more. We're brought to you by Drip Drop.
I got dirt on my face.
You got dirt like William Byron, the doo-doo. He looked like a little doo-doo-faced kid from the neighborhood.
DraftKings got dirt on my face.
I bet. Let's talk all about it. We're going to talk about DraftKings. We're going to talk about betting. We're going to talk about dirt. We're going to talk about thoughts about the race. We're going to talk about Chipper Jones wanting Jeff Gordon and Clint to fight. We're going to talk about, a lot of things. But first off, you need to go to dripdrop.com, use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout, and you're going to save 20% on your order. It is the best hydration on the planet. It's used by athletes, firefighters, military members, Garage Guys, Garage Fam. And also, if you're not in the Discord by now, that sucks to be you.
Get in there.
Get in there. Yes, yes. And just come in and just say yes, yes. That's what you need to do. All right. So we got that out the way. A lot to unpack. Got a voicemail as well that we're going to play. Unfortunately, one of our other voicemails came through, but it sounded really rough. And I couldn't really make it out. So unfortunately, that one's not going to make it here on the show tonight. So we got one voicemail.
Are you censoring us?
No, I'm not censoring. I mean, I'll play it, but it's just like
I'm just trying to live in a world where like the Garage Guy heard something bad enough to censor it.
We want to make sure we don't get canceled and we stay away from any Twitter incidents. We want to make sure that we're not those guys.
We never will be those guys.
Yeah, I was telling Dale earlier today when we were watching, I was like, cancel me. Like, it's time. Like we tried it last year. We tried to promote a canceling for me, and it just didn't happen.
I'm pretty sure we've tried to cancel each other a few times, honestly.
Yeah, it just never worked out. Maybe we're uncancelable. Maybe we're in that category now.
I don't know, man. Anybody these days.
Yeah, I just think that I'm the kind of guy that just would not care enough to just.
I only identify as a chef. That's all I know.
And I'm a guy / boy.
Garage guy. My boy. Yeah.
Guy boy.
Yeah.
It's us. We're here. Let's start off Monday racing. Always sucks. Unfortunately, for the people that have to work, it is what it is. For people like me, I get to stay home and watch it. So I got to watch it, and I hate it for the people that didn't get to watch it. I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's weird racing on Mondays. Like yesterday really threw me off because I was just so used to, my Sunday routine, just waking up, getting ready with the Garage Fam in the Discord, getting bets out, and then watching a race and then doing a recap. So I had all this time yesterday, and I just did not know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I feel you, man. I thought that I was really looking forward to Sunday's race. On the bright side, though, it is always nice to have that longer sweat bleed into Monday. So I had mixed feelings, kind of like what you said, that I hate it for the scheduling. They weren't going to go against March Madness. That kind of hurts the fans. All in all, my answer is I wish they would have got it on Sunday, but I don't care when it's
rain happens. You can't change Mother Nature.
That's
However,
right.
You can change how fans consume races. So we won't get off on that. I guess we already talked about we won't get off on that, so we won't get off on it. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. So to the actual racing, I guess there's a lot of people that liked it, a lot of people that didn't like it. I, for one, thought it was entertaining. You, for one, thought it sucked. And we are going to talk about that now. So let's start from the jump. The pros, things that I liked about it. Okay. So
can I include pros too, even though I'm like the counter argument?
I don't know. Do you have any? Do you have any, Chef Boy?
Of course. I have a role to play here. We've had a podcast before, several podcasts, where you said straight up, you literally looked in the camera and you said, every single race is a good race, and I'll always be that way. So someone's got to be objective here, and I'll be the objective guy.
Okay. Well, I think there may have been like one race that wasn't a good race. but I probably didn't talk about it.
Was it the race from Randy that we were at Randy's and like lost everything literally?
Yeah, that was the one race where it was like
That's the race, Chase, that tells you that if I can come and be objective on a podcast, I probably never will lose that much again. So if that makes you feel any better about me.
yeah.
Right now.
So I guess starting out, this was supposed to be the race that the Food City Bristol Dirt Race supposed to be the race that we got all the bags, and we brought it home. I had some things happen to me that kind of limited that. I won't go into detail, but I did get to play a little bit of DFS. Had our straight bets out on premium Discord. So if you were in the premium Discord, you're a monthly member or an annual member, you got to see those in our cards. We were so close yet again. Dale gave out a free pick, Logano over Truex. That hit -115. So good money there. That was a free pick on our YouTube channel. So if you're here on YouTube, you should hit subscribe because there'll probably be more stuff like that and like this. So yeah, do that. But
Dale's always seems like, he's going to have probably the most extensive card. So if you want to tail him, you're probably going to get several plays and a lot of exposures and at least get some of your money back. I've noticed that like the more head to heads he's listed, it's a little bit less risky, Chase, than playing like just straight bets. So definitely
Dale is a hedge fund. Dale is a hedge fund. If you want to hedge fund, you hedge fund with Dale. You tail Dale, you hedge fund with Dale.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this. At one point, he was hedging so much. I said something to him, but it's gotten better. I mean, he's been putting up some winners. So
you got to risk it. I mean, you look at me, dude. I'm like all 2-win bets. Like just risk it for the biscuit. Like if you're riding with me right now, you're in a fucking hole. I'll tell you that. You're in a hole with me, and you're not alone there. I'm there with you. So if I start getting annoying, you got to, you can hop over some other cards. But
I'm somewhere in the middle.
That are riding with Garage Guy. People who are with me, I appreciate you. We're in this thing together, and all it's going to take is just one wild boy to hit, and to the moon. We're back. You know what I mean? So
straight betting's a monster in NASCAR. I've said it a million times, but whatever.
Yeah. So I guess we've done enough talking. We were supposed to talk about the race, and we talked about our betting habits. So let's go.
I was trying to prove a point that like I've lost more than I did today, and I don't want that to get okay. So let's complain about that. But I don't want that to get in the way of my take on why I thought the race sucked. I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay. So it's not about money.
Well, the money, no, it's always about money with me.
Okay.
But for the sake of this conversation, for this argument.
Well, less kale to cook up this week. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean with the money, the kale,
Going with the ramen.
You got ramen this week. Yeah, I'm with you. I've been eating ramen though. I'm used to the taste by now. All right. So the race in general, just from a fan perspective, for one, obviously it's dirt. It's what they've said all day, right? It's dirt.
I also agree.
What I've said all week. It's dirt.
I loved it.
That was great. That was cool. Rain sucks. You can't really control that. The track, we haven't seen this in a long, long time. So there was a lot of things that could go wrong, but the things that did go right, in my opinion, for one, we had the unknown factor. I'm a big suspense guy. So going into this race, I think like the anticipation that I built up like bled into me watching the race. So I just was like kind of high energy the whole time because I knew, I'd talked to some people earlier in the week and I knew that the race was probably going to play out in a way to where once the track dried up, we were going to see a lot of just, follow the leadership. And it was like that. But I think the thing for me was just a suspicion of, is this going to be more of a super speedway strategy? Is it going to be a mixture? Is it, how many wrecks are going to happen? And I mean, you never want to be like, everybody's like on Twitter and everywhere else is like, oh, the NASCAR fans that are there for the wrecks. It's like wrecks are going to happen. It's dirt. Like I just, who wants to see
dirt?
I had suspicions going in and this was just one of those races where like I did kind of move my logic a little bit to the right and went a little bit more off of like my, like what could happen, what could roll. So that was a good part of it for me. Another thing too was just, I guess really the nostalgia factor of the roots of the sport. And getting to see these cup cars, these new cup cars kind of be a part of the old days and how things were. And then another part of it that I did enjoy was watching pit crews move in slow motion. That was
So random, right?
hilarious as
Yeah.
shit. And it was just a different type of deal. And so like while you may be more critical and why other people may be more critical, like I'm just choosing to look at this race like from a perception of like this was new. There was a lot of things that maybe could have been tested and could have been went better, but they just weren't. And so I just kind of took it for what it was, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And by the end of the race, like, yeah, it sucked that Logano won and Hamlin was right there and Ricky was right there. That would have been two electric wins if one of those guys would have won, especially if Hamlin would have won, plus 2,100, by the way, plus 2,100, by the way. That would have been great, but it didn't happen that way. So overall, I think there's a lot to take away. I think the biggest takeaway from it, I'll get into my biggest takeaway from it after you talk about your pros.
I need you to like re-listen to this when you're editing because that was like a lot. I wanted to answer all of your points there. You had about 10 of them, but
3, I think.
Well, you rambled then about 3.
Number 1, anticipation. I'll count them.
All right, go. Anticipation.
Anticipation. Nostalgia factor. Pit crews moving slow.
Dirt.
There
was at least one more.
I think it was just the entertainment side of it with like Chipper Jones and the goggles.
I agree with all of those. So like I'm not going to sit here and be like we're just so far off. I just think like those things you named are all like things I was excited for going into it. There was no substance to the race. Like what you're kind of explaining is the the icing on the cake, in my opinion, of a race. Like it should be exciting that it's something new. It should be nostalgic that it's something new. Seeing pit crews do something different, that's something new. But to me, like the actual racing, I thought was like just kind of a disaster and a cluster. I thought it was stupid that they then came in halfway point of the race instead of single file restarts from here on out. I thought the repair work they did on the track at the end of stage 2 was actually one of the better things they did. I think they improved the quality of the racing there, but it was kind of like too little too late, in my opinion. I think there was only 50 laps in the third stage, which I thought was another critical mistake, in my opinion. Just all around, I didn't think the racing was all that good. Like besides seeing the dirt slung around in people's face and seeing the camera view from inside the car. But after a wild chase like that, okay, like I got it, like I got my fix in 50 laps, in my opinion. I got the dirt feeling, the nostalgia feeling. And to me, it just kind of lacked. I don't think the drivers liked it for the most part. I don't think the many fans that are watching it for the racing liked it. I think the people that really enjoyed this race or for all the icing on the cake type things that you just mentioned it's new, it's nostalgic. It's nostalgic in that it's just a different type of race. And I'm rambling now, but I think it's more of, I agree with all your points, but your points aren't enough for me. If that makes sense?
Yeah, it's understandable. And I think that where you're coming from, I mean, you're not wrong to come from where you're coming from about the actual racing. But I think that the thing about it is that NASCAR cared more about the actual product than they did about the racing at the end of the day. Like, I mean, this was when you model this dirt race and you're getting your dirt like from right there from Tennessee, where it's like mostly clay and shit. And, and then you have the rain out happens, whatever. You do the best you can to salvage it, I guess. And I mean, it's funny that I'm sitting here like trying to like defend NASCAR after like how I'm like, I mean, I'm pissed off. I think they could be doing things way differently as far as technology and the way things are now goes. But I will say that like, I mean, obviously you want good racing and you want the best product of that you can give. But I mean, we're not on asphalt. This isn't normal Bristol. And I really do think that what they were trying to sell and where I feel like it was a success is they were trying to sell the image of it being a dirt race. And I think that they sold that. You know what I mean? I think they sold that.
Yeah, but they would have, I guess my point is they would have sold that in no matter what. The minute you announce the race and you announce that dirt's going to be there, how could it not sell that? I guess is my point.
No, I mean, and I get it. And so I guess the next point of it is that going into next year, they announced that they're going to be back in 2022. And so we've kind of given, like that the racing, you've kind of said about, the racing sucked. I mean, the lines and how things worked. I mean, there's drivers trying to get high, and at the end, Denny Hamlin and Putin, and it's just you had to be right place, right time type of deal. But I mean, it did shake out. I mean, we did see it where the track dried out. They got in a line, they moved. We saw some surprising things today. One of the main surprising, and that was another big thing, was just like all of the things that we did not expect.
I agree. And I want to say one more thing before I'll let you keep going. I can say all this and be critical. I thought it was a terrible race, but I do agree with coming back, and I do think it's only going to get better from here. So, like, I'm being critical, but I'm also supporting NASCAR in that it's not time to give up. That might be the hot take that comes out is, people like me that are saying it was a terrible race. Well, then they're going to follow that up with, this is not a sprint thing, a sprint cup car race. This is, and I'm not saying that. So, yeah, I wanted to clear that.
No, I completely understand it, and it's. And I don't think you're alone. Again, I know Tony Stewart probably thought it was a horrible race too, because they didn't go to Eldora, and he wanted to go to Eldora. And so now he's like, you can't come to Eldora anymore. Goodbye. You're out of here. So
is that really happening? He said that?
Yeah. He doesn't want them to, he's not going to let NASCAR come back there. It's going to take a lot for Tony to let NASCAR come back there. But I won't say who, but I mean, I told somebody that did say it, he's angry about it. He's mad. He's a mad boy. So you need to kill that ego, Tony Eldora. Get some cut racing.
Tony, I'll come cook for you.
Mm-hmm. Let us handle it, Tony. Let Chef and me. Chef and I. Chef and me, which one? Which one? Me and
Garage Guy Chase.
Yeah. Hello. So
we do the whole rest of the episode like that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into the NASCAR Dirt Race Special. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about whipping it around corners. It's dirt.
It's dirt boys racing.
Just two garage guys talking dirt. Yeah, no, I can't do that. But the banking issue was, I think the worst thing was just like they just thought it was going to hold way more moisture than it did, and it didn't. And it would have been a lot. I will say this about the racing: it'd been a lot cooler if we could have saw constant 3-lane movement through that whole race.
And there was bits and pieces of it, but not enough. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really think that they sold it that it would be that way, though. I mean, if they did, I missed it. I missed them saying that.
I don't think they sold it particularly as anything. I think me and you have an idea of what we thought it would be, and we just
let people run with it.
Yeah.
They let people run with it. So
but the surprises. Get back to your surprises, because there were quite a few that were good.
This was like the meat and the potatoes of the race. So start off like going at like, for one, when we first started, I think the first accident, our boy Tony Noodles, Anthony Alfredo, Tony Noodles got popped out. He hit Amarola. Amarola was big mad. Dude, that's the rivalry we need. And Eric Amarola and Tony Noodles, bro. Just two guys like going at it.
I feel like those two being mad at each other would just be quite the scene. It's like
it would. I would love to see it.
What did them two looking like? What does that even look like? I can't even visualize that. But
I don't even know.
Yeah,
like I could see just like Anthony would just be like the guy that would just be sitting back, just plotting, just like he would figure it out. You know,
good thing we're never going to see it, because I can't see either one ever kind of taking.
Eric's going to be salty for the rest of the season. He's been salty though. He's mad. He's salty dog down by the water.
He's going to lose that ride.
Yeah, you said it. I'll say it too. He's going to lose that ride.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we said that like 2 or 3 recaps ago too.
Danica, come back. All right. So we'll move on.
Ricky alone though, Danica.
So that happened. It caught up a couple of guys, caught up LaJoy. That sucked for the tier 4 rankings, right?
Right. Hit each other. My whole tier 5 collapsed. Yeah.
Ooh, it was rough. So that was like the first bits of action. And then from there, we just kind of started seeing shit fall apart. But where it really fell apart, the big shocker for me was I did not expect Chris Bell and Kyle Larson to get into each other so fucking early in this race. The two favorites of the race.
Dude, I could not believe this. First, I lost my 2 favorite punts, and then Chase, I was like just about to text you and Dale because I knew you had kind of pulled a fade on Larson, and I don't blame you for that. Obviously, it worked out. The result worked out well for you, but I don't think any of us expected him to be up to 5th so quickly. I was thinking like, dude, this is going to be brilliant for me. It turns out
I was ready. I told you what kind of meme I was going to make for you on the phone. We'll keep it an inside joke, but I told you what I was going to make. And
but you look like a genius. I mean, it happened the way it happened. It's just, did you anticipate Chris Bell being the one to knock him out? I didn't. I mean,
no, I thought Chris Bell was going to be the one to win. I put him on my fucking betting card, dude. Like, it sucked. Like, he was my favorite. Like, once they dropped Larson to the rear, I knew, especially, I felt even better about it after the truck race when he knocked out of that. I'm like, dude, he's going to be so aggressive coming from the back. And we know he's got speed. We know he's got these things, but it's like that track's constantly changing. And he said it himself. These cars are heavier. They operate different. It just took time for them to figure it out. And we saw who was there towards the end of the race, which was pretty awesome. But, it's just he got caught up. And when you get caught up, it's done. And he got too far down. Now, by the time, I think there was another blow that he took. Cause like at first, like, it sucked. He got knocked down maybe a lap or two, but then he took like another hit. Like I think Suarez clipped him.
Yeah.
Like, and Suarez, bro.
That's one of the surprise. That's the first surprise I thought you were going to lead off with, but
so I had a feeling Truex.
We're going in order.
We'll go in order, but so that happened. That was like the first bummer of the race. Cause then I'm like, okay, I'm looking at our bet cards. I'm like, okay, we got Hamlin left. And then my dumb ass, like, I don't even know why I did it, but like, dude, I was just so on narrative. Like Kevin Harvick's just going to be there. He's going to find out. No, he was not. He was not there. Yeah. He's not a dirt guy.
Gut boy came out for sure, but
that was not a gut boy. That was a wild boy.
Okay.
That was a wild boy.
I thought those two things were kind of the same, but maybe not.
Gut boys are premium picks. Those are deep seated analysis from the gut.
I got to take some partial credit for the gut boy going into the name of the article. By the way, that was kind of a chef boy conversation with you about putting that in.
You were feeding me at the time, and it was making my gut big, and so I was like, all right, it's the gut boys. Like you would give me food, and then I would just churn. Like that was that season where I was just churning winners. You're feeding me.
That's true. That's true. So Wild Boy is one step further.
Wild Boy is like where I just look at numbers, and they're the bigger they are, and the cooler the name. That's
kind of like Chase math.
I just, dude, think about this in your life, in our lifetime. I don't think we'll ever see Kevin Harvick at plus 4,000 odds ever again.
Yeah, unless we go back to dirt next year.
Yeah. It's dirt.
Darting again.
But see, by next year, he's going to figure that shit out. Watch.
Yeah, I mean, the way the season's going, why couldn't he have gotten up? I mean, Daniel Suarez led how many laps?
Okay, so
Kevin Harvick couldn't have been leading laps.
Yeah. So for one, Truex was the big surprise in the truck race for winning the truck race. So obviously that translated to Cup. He got up there and he was able to take care of some business in the beginning. But when Suarez came, when I started seeing Suarez, and all week, I know that there was some guys in our Discord that were talking about with the price, you couldn't pass up Suarez and for lineups. He was a great punt. And on FanDuel, it was even better. Like, dude, he was just so low. And I was just
so many punts on FanDuel. They were like under 5K.
Yeah, dude. FanDuel, that was where I majority played today. I played the majority of my lineups there. And I was so close to finishing first. I was in first for a long time, dude. And I fell back to third right at the end. But 3 for Dale, by the way. But not for Austin Dillon, who went a lap down. That was another shocker. A couple laps down.
Ton of shockers. I mean,
yeah. So I guess the main thing with Suarez, dude, is that I thought it was funny because there was something that Clint Boyer said when they were in the booth, and he was basically like kind of insinuating that maybe they were cheating.
I missed that.
Yeah, that was, dude, incredible for Daniel Suarez. Like, if I was Daniel Suarez at this point, I would be trying to like start running dirt races. Like, I would try to like take time on the weekends because, dude, if he was that good, that quick, never running dirt in his life, started 18th and was able to move up all that way, where did he finish? Like, what, 4th or something?
I think he fell back a little further than that. I think Newman was up there like at 6th. I think I can pull it up for you right now.
I got it right here. So taking a look at the end of the deal, the art of the deal, the art of the dirt.
Art of the dirt, baby.
Suarez did finish 4th.
Oh, nice.
Suarez finished in 4th place, dude. That's huge for Trackhouse, huge for new teams. So it's always good to see the new teams coming in and doing good. I was telling Dale when we were watching it earlier, I was like, if he wins this race, we were going to make like a meme of like how ESPN always messes up the race, something about the race winner because they just don't cover NASCAR.
Yeah.
Like Carl Edwards wins the first dirt race because like nobody is like seen or heard from Carl Edwards in forever.
Right.
99. Shout out to Carl, cousin Carl. But dude, yeah, him getting up there and doing what he did and dominate, that was huge for DFS. And honestly, man,
and you were way off him. Like I've been on him, Chase, how many weeks in a row now as a punt, and he's had a hell of a season. I mean, I feel low key bad because like I don't. Did any? I know we talked about him a good bit this week. Like nothing I like said or did like got into your head. I hope about like maybe staying away from him. Well, I mean, you had told me when we were talking about the punts for the preview video, you had said like, "Nah, man, no, not Suarez on dirt," and I just was like, "Yeah, you're right." Because I mean, I wasn't saying that I blame that on you. I confirmed it after we talked, and I was like, "Yeah, this doesn't make sense." But I mean, maybe our Discord was right here because he was priced even lower than usual. And he's still like all his crappy finishes that are like our old Daniel Suarez was in a completely different equipment.
Yeah. Like this is not the 96, you know what I mean? Like, but I will say this, man, whatever they did or whatever he did, maybe it's like, I made the joke. It's like, cause he sucks at iRacing. It's like, maybe he just played a ton of Mario Kart and did a lot of drifting this week. And then he was just like, that's how you get good at it. Like if you've never done dirt in a cup car, but it's wild because that's his first deal. Like, and just to see how he did, like, I don't know. I don't think we see anything that close for him. Like I maybe could see another top 10, maybe.
Yeah.
One.
I mean, you mostly just throw this race out. It's on its own island. Like,
yeah, you can't compare this to anything else going forward.
Yeah. We can save this and, tuck it away for next year's race though. Like maybe Suarez is, maybe DraftKings doesn't catch on down. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot's going to change, man. Like there's a ton that's going to change. Another big shocker, I guess, coming from here was the fact that we saw, I guess, other than the fact that we saw like so many people go down, like I'm looking here at the names right now, the matchups that we were talking about with betting and like how like I guess Vegas just was so off on some of these things, like these matchups with like guys like what was it, Mike Marlar and the Gobbler, Shane Galbic. Yeah. Like they were matchups like
faded them, dude. If you just faded them on bets and took every head to head against the specialist, you probably made a ton of money today.
Yeah. So that was hilarious. And I guess that gets me to the next point. The dirt ringers, the ones that were supposed to be incredible, the only two dirt ringers that we saw finish this thing out, Ricky Stenhouse, Tyler Reddick. Those two guys were up there and they were contending right at the end. Ricky getting to second was incredible. So I want to just say that where I made the speculation about maybe he was just holding back, maybe he wasn't giving it all he got. I don't know if that's true or not still, but I'm going to pretend like it is. And he was just holding all of his cards because he knew that this was going to happen. Tyler Reddick, you had him for a to-win bet. That was looking really solid there for a hot minute, dude, because he was on the move.
Yeah. Pretty good value on him at like plus 1,400, I thought.
Yeah. And I mean, you take the Chris Bell wreck and the Larson wreck out, and I mean, you don't really know, I mean, how that race shakes out in the end.
Yeah, I think I could have went from having a terrible DFS day to a great DFS day based on what we saw with Larson's speed. I mean, Chase, early, the thought that crossed my mind was the only person catching Truex is Larson. That was my early thought just because of how dominant Truex was. I mean, I know you probably could throw Chris Bell in there. I didn't see Joseph L. doing it. I'll say that. I didn't see Joseph L. doing it. But.
Now, I want to say this much, though. I did write up Joey in my premium picks. So he was one of my premium picks. if you're still one of those people that have been following us since the last publication we wrote for, there were people that would just take all my DFS picks and just bet them. So if you're one of those people, congrats, you hit a winner today. But however, I did not have him on my card. I didn't see Joey winning this thing either, man. But what that proves to me is that Joey's so good at Bristol. Maybe this race is a mixture. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I kind of thought that, like, based on some of the people we saw, like, lead laps and get up there, and maybe it wasn't as much of a dirt race.
It was a mixture race.
It was a mixture.
It wasn't actual dirt. It was like clay and dirt together. It was a mixture. So this was
you're onto something. It's a mixture.
It's a mixture.
At the end of the day, we're dreaming about mixtures, not dirt.
It's mixture. Yeah, that's it. It's mixture, baby. I just think them adding baby on the end of that is just, I don't know, it's trash. But
mixture,
yeah,
baby.
Yeah, mixture. A little mixture, baby. Brad K ended up getting the top 11, which was like he was like not happy about this race at all. He's like, he didn't want no part of this shit.
Yeah, he was just like, all right, I'm out here. I guess I'll try to get to the top 10.
De Benedetto, he got dropped to the rear in the beginning of the race. I thought that was another one. It was one of my free picks. And De Benedetto ended up actually finishing in 13th. I think he started in 12th. So he was Matt. Oh, Debbie. Debbie.
All right.
Debbie.
The audience is going to hear me say who like 4 times, but I finally
Matt Benedetto. Yeah. Dude, his luck sucks though, man. Like but luckily the race kind of did play out in that way where it wasn't all the way super speedway-ish, but it was enough to where he could make some moves and figure things out. He had fun out there. Yeah, man, Martin Truex Jr. in the end of the race, like he was up, I think running like 3rd or 4th, like where Daniel Suarez finished. And because he got into the wall, he fell back. He actually finished at 19th. And so that hurt a lot of people.
Dude,
DFS.
I have got to say this. I would have been so livid, but then I went and refreshed Chase and looked. He's still in DraftKings. Now, FanDuel, he got absolutely crushed by that. He got absolutely destroyed. But in DraftKings, he scored so many fastest laps and laps led. He still was on the optimal.
Evened him out.
He had like 60 points. How is that even possible? I mean,
it's incredible for him.
That means he had to be like at what, like 100 at one point?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely, dude. He was just whipping, dude. It was just unlike anything we'd ever seen. I mean, obviously, like the, KBM truck was incredible that he was in, but it translated over. And another thing too, the overheating issue. You remember early in the race, Kyle Busch, he got up front and his car overheated.
And that would have been good for my DFS as well, as if KFB would have led like the first stage.
Yeah. So I actually was not on much Kyle. Like I thought about Kyle a lot and I really debated it, but I went ahead and said, I'm going to make Denny and Chris my JGR guys. And I played a little bit of Trex, but not much. I was mostly on Bell and Denny. Luckily for one of the lineups that I had where I did do really well, I didn't have any Bell in there. It was mostly Hendrick cars and no Larson. The Hendrick cars, and I think Bowman's the one that really hurt me. Bowman's the one
good for a while. Top 3, top 4.
Bowman would have finished inside the top 5 if it wouldn't have been for that transmission issue that he had. He could only stay in 3rd gear. His car could never go over 101 miles an hour, and that was rough, dude. That was so rough. So it was in the beginning of the race. I was so scared, dude, because I was like, everything that we have on our site and everything that we have lined up for the fam is falling apart. And I was,
absolutely.
It hurt. But luck,
I mean, and I knew I was going to say this in the recap. I tried to refrain, Chase, but it goes back to what we've always said, which is this is the highest variance DraftKings sport, daily fantasy sport there is. And I put in literally in my projections article, in my rankings, view this content with a much looser mindset than usual, like less parameters on it, like kind of be wild with it. Because you don't know. We can't predict transmission issues. We can't do it. I can't predict that Bacon Boy and then my favorite 2 punt plays are going to get in the wreck in the first 50 laps.
Right.
And then my favorite Dominator is going to lap what, 55? He's going to get hit Christopher Bell. Like, dude, I mean, what are the odds of that happening, bro? Like, what are the odds of that happening to all of our plays? I don't understand.
Yeah, dude, it was absolute madness, and I'm just glad that some of our plays that we wrote up stayed where they
Yeah.
need to stay. Some of these picks that we had, and obviously we had a guy hit really big today in the Discord that we shared.
Yeah.
Exit 29B or something like that. I don't really know. I don't know his name yet. He's brand new to the server, so it was cool to see him. Like that was his first win, like ever. Like so, it was awesome to see
Yeah.
him become a part of our community and be able to do that at the dirt race, the madness race where we just had no idea how this thing could shake up. But I'm a lot more confident that Bristol, the track itself, is going to go out of their way to make sure that next season this thing plays out a little more as they originally expected. I really want to see that race where these drivers can use all three lanes and can make
At
them
least sometimes.
yeah, I want to see that. I want to see him ripping the top. I want to see Denny Hamlin be able to go up high and actually get around Joey Logano at plus 2,100.
Dude, I was rooting for you. I didn't even realize Dale had him on his card. I missed that. But
Yeah.
I
think that was one of him and Bell were the two guys that and he was on Bowman too. Me and Dale had a pretty similar card.
I had Bowman and Reddick. And I think Dale had Bowman and Reddick. So between the three of us, we had a lot of similarities. This week,
we were all
rare.
it is. But it's dirt.
It is dirt.
Makes your dirt. It's potting soil.
I'll say this too on a positive note. I feel like I've been negative on myself and the race, but I had 70%, I think, Tyler Reddick and 65% Chase Elliott. Both great. I mean, Chase Elliott didn't make noise and get to the top 5, but for his starting position, Chase, he was a great DFS play this week.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And the one that I think Dale had talked about a little bit. I don't really know how deep you were on him, but I was not high on Kurt Busch. Like I didn't care where he was starting at. I didn't care about the price tag. Like it was just he was one of those guys this week where I just looked at that as bait for chalk. It was chalk bait.
He didn't finish where we liked him to finish, but
he made a little bit of movement, but he didn't get up in that top 10. He didn't see anything to really translate. So
I'm trying to see where he finished because I did have a lot of
he
him.
actually finished in P16. So right behind Harvick.
So where did that get him in points? Let's see. Pulling this up. So he had 39 points.
Average, but
at
I felt like.
But you're right. You're right. If you had the game theory, Chase, of going underweight, he was 34% owned and only got 39 points. So if you didn't play him in any lineup, Chase, you probably came out ahead.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot of. So, like I said, the picks that really hurt the most for me out of mine were Bell and Briscoe.
Briscoe. Oh man.
Yeah. Let's get into SHR. So Custer was a guy that I saw that you were pretty high on, and I liked that. I liked that
play. Yeah.
And it just really goes to show that even here at this race, I think Briscoe was using more skill than speed. SHR is definitely still off. They're not even getting this down at a dirt track, you know what I mean? Like, and with a dirt ringer, and it just blows my mind how this team went from being so incredible 1 year ago. But that, again, that's NASCAR, and and we have our theories of what we think, but they're going to have to come back stronger next year. I can't see SHR being this slow forever. But William Byron was another one that I had. I don't know how many people actually played William Byron, but I actually inserted Willie B into a good many of the lineups just because I felt
excellent play on FanDuel. I put that in my notes at the bottom. He was way down, 5,500 or something stupid.
Yeah, so I had him in the lineup that I did really well in. I had him in that one.
Nice.
And that was mainly because I didn't think he was gonna be top 3 by any means or win the race. But I thought that kind of like how we used Stenhouse in these past few, he's one of those guys that are going to be able to kind of stay put, be where he's at. But he got up there for a little while in the beginning, and when the track was at its first excellent conditions, if you want.
Right. Kudos to you, man. I think I couldn't do it on DraftKings at that price, but I thought on FanDuel I made a point, Chase. I only write about 5 to 7 bullet points on Platform Insights, which is basically a comparison of DraftKings to FanDuel. And I put there, I was like, Willie B is outrageously priced on FanDuel. So I'm glad you took advantage of it.
Yeah, it's the chef cookbook. If you're in the premium, there's literally a cookbook underneath the rankings, and he writes those in on Sunday. So it's great recipes. And it's
there's a lot of words.
Yeah. So Dale and I were actually talking about your rankings today, and we were just like, all these notes down here, like this is like some mind of Ace from Casino type shit. Like
compliment.
Yeah, it's just like very well written, like and you can tell this is like Big Tony. If Big Tony was still around, like this is his encyclopedia. Like this is the kind of shit.
A lot of time goes into those notes.
Yeah, no doubt, dude, no doubt at all. So it's good shit. And look,
I'm just glad that Dale got you to read it. I feel like I've been doing this stuff for like a year and a half, and you've never actually read it. So
I actually brought it up to Dale. So
okay.
Fuck you. Yeah.
Well, so
I read your rankings every week.
No. Hold on. Now I have to explain myself. You are the kind of guy that would look at the rankings, and then that's it. You don't go read the words.
No, I'm good. I'm good about checking these notes now. Like, dude, like it's a whole different ball game. Whole different ball game.
All right, you can tell me to go
try to short credit. Get out of here, but there was a time. All right. I'll say that.
Well, you've always been my biggest fan. Like you'll be on social media, like pumping my NFL best bets and pumping all my. And
bro, I gotta hype us, bro. We the guys, bro. I'm always gonna hype
I've always visualized you hyping me, but never actually reading the substance of the notes.
There may have been like a few months. So
right, okay,
it is what it is. I'm honest, man.
My theory's half true.
Yeah, I'm an honest man. There's nothing to hide.
So you're the one that brought it up, though. That's good to know.
Yeah, we were talking about it. So yeah, you can ask him about it. Go after him, bro. Why don't you tell him? Why don't you read my shit, Dale?
Probably a rough week to be reading the strategy notes, but hey, it's a thought that counts.
It's still good. We're fine. All right, let's get to this voicemail that we have before we go, and then we have a long week off, but we have a special garage talk coming for you guys. It's gonna be dropping on Friday.
Big garage guys energy.
Yeah, big garage guys energy. So we've been kind of on a roll a little bit. The last guy that was on our show finished second. So he came in second place today. So
if he would have finished first right after we got the Larson interview and got first, if he'd got Ricky in first, it would have
been incredible. It really would have been. But let's go ahead and play this and let's see who it is that called. I haven't listened to this yet, so we're gonna do this together. And here we go.
What up, dude? It's Uncle D. We still hauling in the work day, and we caught the race. It was on a Monday. Boy, I don't even know what to tell y'all. We went dirt tracking. Oh, God, if you had Larson and Bell, you are fucking eating your words today. You might as well throw money off a goddamn bridge, boy. Who would have said Joey Logano would have won? Who would have said Daniel Suarez would have led this motherfucker? 99's looking fast, dude. Oh, shit, man. My fucking bets are all upside down, but we going to get it. We going to get after it. Have a nice week off with the fam. We going short track racing forever, boy. Uncle D, out.
It's Uncle D.
Is he a three calls in a row for Uncle D?
Yeah, I think Uncle D's a regular now. That's nice. A guarantee. Uncle D called us. Uncle D's hype. He said he had the work day he had to take care of, but he's still hype. So
I'm hyped. For
we appreciate you, Uncle D. We appreciate the energy. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we covered everything. And
he just take Kyle Larson there at the beginning, and
he was saying that if you had Kyle Larson and Bell, you might as well threw your money off of goddamn bridge. So yeah,
relate.
And he said who could have expected Joey Logano to win or Daniel Suarez to lead this many laps?
So we basically could put his voicemail as the entire episode.
Yes, and also aside from that, it kind of just feeds into the reason that I think the race was great, the unknown factor. It was fun.
I'll give you that.
It was fun. It's fun to see.
I hate to be a hater. I call it like I see it, man.
You got to be you, man. You got to do you. Where's your office shirt?
Oh, the office shirt. I don't have it with me, man.
Not gonna go into what's on it. but it's there. Keep the energy strong. All right, just keep the energy strong.
Yeah, I'll do that as soon as we get Martinsville back. I'm ready to get that energy very strong for Martinsville, Chase.
There we go. Monday, Martin.
I feel like we've done really good on Martinsville. I know we've said that before. And
Martinsville is our jam, dude. Like the paperclip is like where like all my energy lives. And yet I have not been to that track. So I'm nervous that if I actually go there, maybe it won't anymore. But we got races coming up that we're going to be going to. And we're going to figure these things out. So get ready. We may show up in your town. You never know. But as always, shout out to the Garage Fam. You know where to follow us. You can follow me at Garage Guy Chase. Follow Drew at Chef BoiRDeen. Follow us collectively at Garage Guys FS. We're here. We love you. And happy Easter. Go eat some candy peeps.
Wake up call for me.
Yeah, Easter's here. I got dye eggs this week. NASCAR off week. So we'll have the Garage Talk dropping on Friday to lead you guys into next week. And then we'll be back.
Special timing, right?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, go watch the Stenhouse and Larson interviews. Yeah,
if you haven't seen any of our Garage Talk interviews yet, definitely go check them out. But other than that, we'll be back at you this Friday. And then after that, we'll see you again next Wednesday.
Let's do it.
Garage Fam, have a good one. We'll see you. We went dirting. Now we gonna go and go to church on Sunday. All right. Be good. Be good.
Have you ever been in church before, boy?
Yeah, not Lil Nas X in the Satan shoes. He didn't want no part of that. All right, we're out. Y'all be good. Sports, profit, repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.